Hello, this is Daniel, and this is Down to the Wire. Let's go back to Inside the Numbers with the Memphis Grizzlies, and today we'll focus on Justice Winslow, a very solid player they got from the Iguodala trade from the Miami Heat. And he was a very solid pickup, could be the missing piece the Grizzlies have been looking for at the small forward position. Obviously, Kyle Anderson is not the man for the job right now, so they went and got Winslow, averaging 11.3 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, which is very good for a small forward. In the Heat earlier in the season, he ran a little point guard. He was pretty good at point guard too, but he's mainly a very good small forward. Averages 11 points per game, and that's good for a small forward. Just gives extra points the Grizzlies need from that small forward position that Kyle Anderson wasn't giving them. Anderson was giving about 4 points per game, and he's very good on the defensive side of the ball too. He's shooting almost 40% from the 40%. His field goal percentage, but it's 38.8%. But that's almost 40. It's okay. Many people would like to see that improve. It's down from the last couple years, but he still had a very productive year. But I think he'll be more involved in the Grizzlies' offense than he was in the Heat. But still, a very solid player for the Memphis Grizzlies. This next segment, I'll give you a quick update on Tennessee football recruiting. Earlier in the week, Tennessee picked up a huge commitment in Hudson Wolf, a 6'6", 240 tight end, 4-star, a top tight end in the country, top 10 exactly, and just a very really good pickup for this Tennessee class. They dropped down to number 3 in the nation, but now they're back up to number 2, passing Clemson. Now they're only behind Ohio State, and they're still number 1 in the SEC East, and they're continuing to gain ground. Just a nice commitment. Now Tennessee has 2 solid tight ends in Miles Campbell and now in Hudson Wolf. So just a lot to build on from this recruiting class. And also Tennessee has 24 commitments. You can only have 25. So soon you might see some of those 3-star getting told to go elsewhere. So Tennessee can continue to bring in these big-time players. Let's go to the callers. Hello, you're on Down to the Wire.
Daniel, Elridge Devin Withersfield the third.
Hello.
Memphis.
Hello, Elridge.
Daniel, didn't have time to call in the last show due to a conflict I had during the halftime of my polo match, watching some of the ladies stomping the divots, if you know what I mean, but I was listening. I may have misheard you. I'm quite certain you did not say the Grizzlies should pick up a veteran like Lance Stevenson.
I did say that because I think out of the free agents that are available, I think he's the best option. The Grizzlies still have an open roster spot to go into the playoffs.
Daniel, the only time he has stood out was when he played for the Liaoning Leopards of the CBA. And that isn't even Canada, Daniel. That's the Chinese Basketball Association. Yes, Daniel, he was a major contributor and helped the Liaoning Flying win over the Seoul Knights at the 2019 East Asia Super League Terrific 12 tournament. But let's get real, Daniel. That's not Memphis.
Well, he did have many productive seasons in the NBA. One season he had over 13 points per game. But I think he'd be a nice veteran to this very young group.
Daniel. He is not Grizz material. That blowing in your ear fool would be a sure loser. Though he does have better stats than that other loser, Dylan Brooks. In the words of Ariana Grande, thank you, next.
Thank you for your call. Well, I think I'd have to disagree with you. I think Lance Stevenson, I think he would be a really nice pickup for this group. He's a nice defensive player, and he also can shoot the 3-ball on the offensive side, and he's very aggressive. So I think he would be a terrific pickup to go along with this young group. And he's only 29, so he's not that old either. So I think he'd be a great pickup. But thank you for your call, Elridge. Okay, now we're going to move on to Prove Me Wrong, and today I think that Justin Jefferson will have better stats than Stephon Diggs next year, and he'll have a better season. Will be a better wide receiver for the Vikings than Diggs was. But let's go to the callers. Hello, you're on Down to the Wire.
Hey, Dan, this is Gustavo from Buffalo.
Hello, Gustavo.
And I would just like to say that Justin Jefferson is going to be nowhere near the skill level of Stephon Diggs.
Well, I have to disagree with you there because I think last year in college, which plays 4 less games than NFL, he had more receptions. He had 111 receptions, 1,540 yards receiving, averaged 13.9 yards per catch, and 18 touchdowns. And then Diggs, on the other hand, last year, 63 receptions, 1,130 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So, I mean, by the stats right there, Jefferson blows him out of the road, and Diggs doesn't even come close to his stats. But I know Diggs is a very good player, but I think Jefferson could have better stats next year. I think he will.
But Justin Jefferson doesn't have the experience.
Well, he had a lot of experience in college, and you saw what he did his senior year, 18 touchdowns.
So did Tim Tebow, Dad.
Well, when they played elite level competition, you saw in the college football playoff game, the semifinals against Oklahoma, he had over 4 receiving touchdowns. Diggs hasn't got over 10 touchdowns in a single season in his whole entire NFL career.
Well, you got me there, Dad.
Thank you for your call, Gustavo. Let's go back to the phones. Hello, you're down to the wire.
Hey, this is Bo from Go. I think I have a great player the Grizzlies should get.
Okay.
Prove me wrong. We need to get Bismack Biyombo from the Charlotte Hornets. He's played over 8 years, 19 minutes a game, 7 points a game, 6 rebounds. We could really use his shooting. And he's a great passer. 0.9 assists per game. 53 games played. Shot blocking. He can shoot the 3. Career 19% shooter from the outside. Just a sniper. Prove me wrong.
Okay, I'll prove you wrong. I think that would be a terrible idea to get Bismack Biyombo. You said he shot 19% from the 3-point line. That's terrible. And also, the Grizzlies already have 2 very solid, above average centers, and Valanciunas, he's very good, and Gorgui Dieng is a very good bench center. So the Grizzlies would be dumb if they'd take on more salary cap by getting Bismack Biyombo and getting a third center that would hardly be in the rotation. So I think that would be a very foolish idea.
He could play point guard.
No, he's too big.
He's got handled.
I'd have to disagree with you there.
He can shoot from the outside.
19%, I would not call that good, but thank you for your call. Another Prove Me Wrong segment. Let's go to the phones again. Hello, you're on Down to the Wire.
Hello. I think Justin Jefferson's not going to do Stephon Diggs because Stephon Diggs was a number 1 receiver in the NFL last year. I think this is a Randy Moss kind of level, you know?
I don't think Diggs is as good as Randy Moss, but Diggs is a very good wide receiver, no doubt. And I was disappointed when the Vikings traded him to Buffalo, but he didn't want to be with the Vikings, and it was time to move on. And they got a very nice young wide receiver, a very talented in Justin Jefferson.
Well, maybe Randy Moss is a little low. How about, let me think here. I don't know. Yeah, Randy Moss is good, I guess.
Well, Jefferson, by the stats from college football, last year he had more yards than Diggs by almost 400. They both got over 1,000, but Justin Jefferson had 1,540 and Diggs had 1,130 receiving yards. But Diggs played 4 more games, and also, like I said earlier, Diggs had 6 touchdowns and Jefferson at 18. So Jefferson is a complete wide receiver, while Diggs barely. Well, he shows up, but he pouts when he doesn't get the ball, and Jefferson does not do that. As last year at LSU, they had 3 very good wide receivers, and they both, all 3 of them, enjoyed their time, and they never got mad at each other when one person didn't get the ball as much as the other. They didn't pout like Diggs does.
Well, I guess you're right.
Thank you for your call. Let's go back to the phones. Hello, you're on Down to the Wire.
Hey, this is Deshaun Mon from Memphis. And do you think Tim Tebow could outthrow Patrick Mahomes?
I don't think so because Tim Tebow's been out of the league for many years, and Mahomes is the biggest arm in the NFL right now, and he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Tim Tebow did have a very good arm when he was playing a couple years back, but Mahomes has the best arm in the NFL, so I don't think he does.
Well, if you think about it, Tim Tebow had some pretty bad wide receivers, so it'd be close.
Yeah, but Mahomes has the bigger arm, though. I mean, if Tebow had such a great arm as Mahomes, he would still be in the league right now, but he didn't, and so that's why he's not in the league right now.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you for your
Go
call.
Jets.
Let's go back to the phones. Hello, you're on Down to the Wire.
Hello, this is Lloyd Christmas, and I was wondering do you think you could one day get to 1 million subscribers?
Maybe in the future as the show gets older down the road, but right now we have a good supply of subscribers right now. So I think in the future we might get there. It might be a while because a million is a lot, but I think there's a possibility because our show is getting more popular and popular by the minute. But you never know, Lloyd.
Go Jets!
Thank you for your call, Lloyd. Thank you for watching this episode of Down to the Wire. I'm looking forward to see you next week, and I hope you watch this show. Thanks.